The crocodile commands the water's edge through cold patience and concealed power. The moment prey drifts too close to the surface, stillness gives way to a sudden attack. When another predator attempts to cross the river, even the slightest movement can trigger its ambush instinct. In the wild, the crocodile rules the boundary between land and water, and once the surface begins to ripple, the true confrontation begins. Behind the small frame of the African wild dog lies the intelligence of a true pack strategist. Weighing only around 90 pounds, these animals possess remarkable endurance and can reach speeds of nearly 45 miles per hour on land. Their instinctive coordination allows them to carry out some of the most efficient hunts in the wild. Yet, the water's edge is where those advantages begin to change. Deep currents reduce speed, break apart collective movement, and draw the pack into the territory of the Nile crocodile, the hidden ambush predator beneath murky water. When one individual moves a few feet too far from shore, the calm surface suddenly erupts in a rapid ambush. The pressure forces the pack to scatter at first, but instead of retreating, discipline keeps them nearby. Their return, combined with coordinated pressure from multiple directions, creates the opening their companion needs to move out of danger. At the water's edge, the crocodile can break formations, disrupt the hunt, and force African wild dogs to depend entirely on pack discipline for survival. Across the savanna, the cheetah stands as an elite big cat built with a slender frame, remarkable agility, and long legs designed for speed. It can accelerate from 0 to 80 miles per hour in only a few seconds, even faster than a lion. That explosive burst of power makes the cheetah the fastest land hunter, placing constant pressure on agile prey such as impalas during a chase. But that speed loses much of its advantage near the river. After every hunt, body temperature rises quickly, endurance declines, and thirst forces the cheetah to lower its guard. In a single, hurried moment of lowering its head to drink, the confidence of the speed specialist is suddenly tested. Beneath the still water, a crocodile may quietly draw closer, waiting for the perfect opportunity to launch a sudden strike. At times, two cheetahs attempt to swim across the river while a crocodile moves in pursuit. But the attack comes too late, and both cats reach the opposite bank in time. Even then, the danger never completely disappears. When a cheetah makes a successful hunt near the water's edge, the movement of dragging its catch and the scent of fresh food can unintentionally attract the crocodile. This time, there is no need for a prolonged chase. The crocodile simply waits in silence, using the briefest moment of vulnerability to seize the opportunity. The impala is one of Africa's most agile antelope species, recognized for its lightweight body, long legs, and exceptionally fast reflexes. It can reach speeds of around 65 miles per hour, leap nearly 12 feet into the air, and change direction repeatedly to evade predators. But the impala's greatest defense does not come from strength. It comes from speed, herd awareness, and the ability to detect danger from a distance. During hot afternoons across the open grasslands, those advantages help impalas survive countless pursuits. But once the herd approaches the water's edge, the balance begins to change. Beneath the surface, a crocodile waits almost unnoticed among mud and floating vegetation near the bank. Only its eyes remain visible as it watches carefully, waiting for the precise moment when one animal lowers its head too close to the water. There is no need for a prolonged chase. The crocodile depends on close range, a sudden ambush, and exact timing. In an ideal ambush, the crocodile's advantage can approach nearly 80% if the target is a young, weakened, or isolated impala. The chances of success increase even further. With powerful jaws and a rapid pull, it needs only a perfectly timed opening to alter the entire encounter. In the wild, speed may help an impala survive across the grasslands, but it cannot guarantee safety near the water. For the crocodile, true power does not come from pursuing prey, but from waiting patiently for a single mistake. In Africa, the true boundary of danger is not always found between predator and prey. Sometimes it exists where land meets water. Across the wide, dry savanna, the lion faces very few rivals. With a powerful build and the ability to sprint at nearly 45 miles per hour over short distances, it controls open ground through strength, speed, and the confidence of a dominant predator. But when a pride approaches the riverbank, that balance begins to shift. Calm water reveals almost nothing beneath the cloudy mud. A Nile crocodile remains nearly motionless. Only the smallest signs appear above the surface. It does not advertise its strength. It waits. The moment vibrations travel through the water, the crocodile shifts from silence to action. There is no need for a prolonged chase. It requires only the right distance and a brief lapse in awareness. Near the shoreline, young lions or individuals separated from the pride can quickly find themselves in a dangerous position. With one of the strongest bite forces in nature, the crocodile can turn a single step too close into a critical moment of survival. But once the crocodile leaves the water and moves farther onto land, the balance changes again. On solid ground, the lion's agility, explosive strength, and coordinated group behavior create a significant advantage. The crocodile becomes heavier and less maneuverable. More than anything, it needs to return to the water before becoming surrounded. Between two apex predators, victory often belongs to the one that turns the environment into a weapon. The elephant is the giant of the savanna, a symbol of strength, memory, and herd unity. With a weight exceeding 12,000 pounds and a height approaching 15 feet. A fully grown adult is enough to keep many predators at a distance. But for young elephants, every river crossing remains a serious test of survival. As the dry season reduces shallow water sources, the herd is pushed toward deeper and faster-moving rivers. The formation immediately tightens. Large adults move ahead to break the current, while younger elephants remain close together in the center. On land, strength and herd memory allow elephants to face very few threats. But beneath cloudy water, those advantages begin to fade. Even a modest current can pull a calf away from its protected position. That is when the crocodile gains an opportunity. It stays low beneath the surface, using mud, waves, and river flow to conceal its movement. It does not challenge the entire herd. Instead, it focuses on the weaker individual that drifts away from the formation. The moment the water suddenly erupts with movement, the crocodile closes the distance with a short burst and the advantage of ambush. Against a crocodile, even the strength of a united herd can be tested by a single lapse in awareness. As the river gradually grows calm again, the elephants regroup along the opposite bank. In nature, survival does not always belong to the largest animal, but to those that know where to stand and when to protect one another. The survival map of Africa's waterways is shaped by two very different strategies. On one side stands the hippopotamus, ruler of the shallows with a body weight exceeding 3,200 pounds and a strongly territorial instinct. On the other is the crocodile, a predator that chooses concealment beneath deep mud, relying on patience and a bite force approaching 3,700 pounds per square inch. The overlap of territory makes conflict difficult to avoid. A crocodile rarely challenges a fully grown hippo because the risk remains extremely high. Yet, along the outer edges of the herd, the inexperience of a young hippo can create a narrow opening. From deeper water, the hunter quietly reduces the distance, turning hesitation into a moment of vulnerability. In an instant, the calm river erupts with movement. The moment the mother hippo detects the intrusion, its protective instinct responds immediately. With heavy and determined strides, it forms an almost impenetrable barrier against the force of the mother and the pressure of the herd. The crocodile rapidly loses its advantage. At that point, retreat is not a sign of defeat, but a choice made for survival. In nature, the true winner is not always the one that attacks first, but the one that understands when to advance and when to withdraw. The river settles into silence once again, but the signs of danger remain. The crocodile slips quietly back beneath the surface, preserving the advantage of an ambush predator in the wild. Every encounter leaves behind another lesson in survival. If you want to witness more intense hunting moments from the natural world, be sure to like and subscribe. And beneath the water, the next ambush may already be taking shape.